US Federal Reserve on Wednesday kept the target range of the federal funds rate unchanged at 5% to 5.25%. This comes following 10 consecutive hikes since March 2022. The pause of interest rate hikes was widely expected as the year-on-year growth rate of the US Consumer Price Index slowed down to 4% in May. The Federal Reserve reiterated that it is strongly committed to returning inflation to its 2% target. The US Central Bank has indicated possibly 2 more hikes later this year before a cut in rates next year. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday once again urged the global community to make sure Russia is deprived of components for missile production. The United States has imposed multiple rounds of sanctions on firms and individuals accused of procuring equipment used to make drones that Russia has purchased from Iran. During the address, Zelensky also thanked Poland for supporting Ukraine's NATO bid, saying that this is exactly the moment when Moscow's assumptions that someone in NATO is still afraid of Russia must be completely shattered. Russia's defense minister on Wednesday claimed that about 7,500 Ukrainian troops have been killed or wounded since the 4th of June. The ministry's remarks comes amid Zelensky's claim that counteroffensive and defensive actions against Russia are underway. The ministry also claimed that Russia launched strikes with sea and air-based long-range precision weapons, while Ukraine made several unsuccessful attempts to attack Donetsk and other nearby regions to breach Russian defenses. That's the Russian ministry's claim. Satellite images released on Wednesday showed the cooling pond at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant before and after the destruction of the Kakhovka Dam. The cooling pond is used to keep the plant's 6 reactors from potentially disastrous overheating. Ukrainian authorities have said that the Kakhovka reservoir was normally used to refill the pond, but cannot do so now because of its falling water level. However, the water levels in the pond appear stable in satellite imagery from Maxar Technologies, which was taken 2 days after the destruction of the dam. Russian lawmakers on Wednesday gave initial approval to a bill that would outlaw gender transitioning procedures in yet another blow to the country's beleaguered LGBTQ+ community. The bill bans any medical interventions aimed at changing the sex of a person, as well as changing one's gender in official documents and public records. Russian lawmakers have framed the crackdown as a fight against the influence of Western liberal values. Ukraine reported incremental advances in its counteroffensive against Russian forces in what it described as extremely fierce fighting. Ukraine's Deputy Defense Minister expressed that Ukraine's actions were slowly gaining traction. However, Russian President Vladimir Putin estimated that Ukraine's human losses were 10 times higher than Russia's since the start of Kyiv's counteroffensive. Ukraine said on Monday that it had retaken 7 settlements and its troops have advanced up to 6.5 kilometers and seized 90 square kilometers of ground. Relatives of 2 students killed in a stabbing attack in Nottingham in England paid tribute at a vigil on Wednesday. 2 19-year-old Nottingham University students were found dead on a city centre street with stab wounds. Meanwhile, a 65-year-old school caretaker's body was also found with knife wounds on a road about 2 miles away. According to local media, thousands joined the vigil outside Nottingham University. Counter-terrorism officers and city police are currently working together to nab the suspect. Several cities in Poland were roiled with protests as thousands of agitators staged demonstrations against the country's abortion law after the death of a pregnant woman whose family believed that she could have survived if she had been offered a termination. Poland's anti-abortion law are among the strictest in Europe. The recent death has triggered mass protests and stoked anti-government sentiments among the liberals ahead of the election due later this year. Abortion rights activists have said that there have been at least 5 cases of pregnant women dying whose families blame the restrictions on abortion for their death. Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele signed a bill to slash the country's 262 municipalities to just 44. The government believes this move will help cut spending, while the opposition termed this as a motive to grab more power. Government estimates peg annual savings at $250 million while it comes into force on the 1st of May 2024. Opposition lawmakers, however, say that the move looks to centralize power, increase bureaucracy for project development and reduce the municipalities' autonomous resource management. The bodies of migrants were brought ashore at the Greek port of Kalamata in the aftermath of one of Europe's deadliest shipping disasters in recent years. At least 79 people were killed and hundreds feared missing after their overloaded boat capsized on Wednesday and sank in open seas off Greece. The bodies of some of the victims were offloaded from a Greek Coast Guard vessel docked at the port in the southern Greek mainland. As a painstaking search for survivors continued, European Rescue Group said that it believed around 750 people were on board the ship. Chile and the European Union will soon sign a memorandum of understanding to develop value-added lithium projects in Chile. While addressing the press, EU President Ursula von der Leyen said that both the sides have reached an agreement to develop a strategic association to develop lithium and strengthen supply chains. As lithium is a key material for emerging electric car batteries, Chile announced a plan to expand lithium mining in the country through state-controlled public-private partnerships in April, as it aims to regain its top position as the world's top lithium producer.